In the meantime, I'd like to call to order the January 4th, 2023 Citizens Advisory Committee meeting. Melissa, would you like to take roll call? Kristen, would you like to take roll call?
Yes, ma'am. Thank you. Committee member Knight.
He's here.
Committee member Wheaton. He's excused. I apologize. Committee member Carrington.
Present.
Community member Reynolds.
Here.
Community member White.
Here.
Community member Rizzo.
Here.
Community member Stephenson.
Here.
Sorry guys, I think I got it fixed over here on my end. Sorry about that.
That's all right. We think we got it fixed on our end too, Will. There's just a couple of us here in the auditorium. Is there any objection to foregoing the Pledge of Allegiance today? All right. We are going to move on to public comment on non-agenda items. Any public out there wanting to comment on anything that is not on our agenda tonight? All right, moving on, we're going to talk about transportation updates.
Thank you, Chair Reynolds. So, good evening. I will give a few updates for transportation, kind of a grab bag of things that are going on in the community right now. So first, I'll share about the transportation system plan tonight, Southwest 257th Drive, the Main Streets on Halsey project, and high capacity transit. I first wanted to let you know that the transportation system plan has officially been amended. It was adopted by Ordinance 881 on December 13th by City Council. Thank you all for your feedback over the year. This was a big project for us this year. Really appreciate all of the meetings and time, comments, emails, and public testimony both here and Planning Commission and Council. So thank you for all these efforts. Two of the projects I think that were a big concern for this group is the potential lane closure for Sandy Avenue, and I wanted to come back to you and let you know that officially that was not adopted in the transportation system plan. It's not among the projects in the action plan. And 2nd Street Bridge was included on the action plan in the adopted plan, and this got kind of split into two projects. Well, three, I guess you could say. There's the trail that extends to 2nd Street Bridge. And then the third project would be a refinement project. So this would be further planning what the bridge would look like and doing estimates for how much it will cost. So this was split into its own category of project so that this will be tackled first before any type of construction project would be tackled. And this refinement study would also include feasibility. So based on the outcome of this study, then potentially in the future, the bridge might be pursued, but first they'll focus on feasibility and design of the bridge. So that.
Is City of Troutdale paying for that study?
Right now, there is a grant in the works that we are applying for. It's called Oregon Community Pathways, and it's through ODOT. So we might receive grant funding for it. If we do, then it will be grant funding paying for it. If we're going to use our own budget for it, I don't know that yet. that's not outside the realm of possibilities, so this would be a good project to keep following and discussing with city council. It's not out of the question, but it's not in the plans right now to use our budget on the feasibility study. Any other thoughts or questions about the transportation system plan before we go on to the next transportation project? Possibly more questions, or if you just want to give feedback on the whole process.
Diane?
Hi, Melissa. Can you guys hear me? We're good? Okay. I had a question, like, some of them were based, some of the things in the transportation plan were, I believe it's the 2030 goals and 2040 goals. And, were those,
She's presenting this document.
there were some goals that said things like, limit the amount of single-use car
Put it near you.
transportation. Just, I didn't know, were those just some thoughts and some, something to work towards, or were those some things that,
Battery 5 connected to Galaxy A525G and iPhone 8.
I'm sorry, that would be required to, for the council to take action?
Thank you for that question. There are a few chapters of the transportation system plan that are mainly informative. The projects that we are planning to tackle or may tackle are listed on the action plans. Maybe it's chapter 2 or chapter 5 had a lot of ideas for single vehicle occupancy trip reduction, for example. And those are mainly informational and they don't prescribe specific action.
Thank you.
Any other questions? Paul? All right.
If you'd like to see a final version of what was adopted, it is up on our website. You can find it at that URL there, or you can contact me and I can send you a link. I'm happy to continue the conversation. Okay. Next, update for Southwest 257th Drive. We heard a few months ago this fall from the county. Sarah and Stephen were here to give a presentation on this project. And since then, we've had some walking tours. We had one public survey. Wanted to come back to this project to let you know that they're just starting right now the second engagement opportunity. There's going to be a new survey open. And we ran an article in the Champion for the January-February edition. There's a new video I think that they're posting today, and we'll be sharing that on social media, so please keep your eye open for those things so we can share it, encourage as many people as possible to take the survey and continue giving feedback. This survey and engagement opportunity is going to build on the previous one, so it's going to be filtering and summarizing the feedback that they've gotten so far, and this will be helping select what actions and projects they'll move forward with. And this is the project website, boltco.us/257. We have just started meeting on the Main Streets on Halsey project. This is continuing work from the previous Main Streets on Halsey project. And then we were awarded a grant in 2020, and we've just been able to start executing the grant. This grant was awarded to Troutdale Village and Fairview to work on together the three cities. We're working in collaboration with the county. The project area spans between 207 and 257. Right now we're working on putting together 2 days for public events, and I'll keep letting you know which CAC meetings, which events are coming up, and how to participate. But we expect to have a survey soon, and an online public house, open house. I expect to be in February sometime, so I'll give you the dates on those. What we'll come away with from this project is like a streetscape toolkit and a 10% design, so 10% of the details for Halsey Street, based on the feedback that we get on the needs, the safety needs, and the transportation needs, walking needs, transit. So we'll have about 10% of the detail, and then we'll have different segments, about 8 different segments that will have different recommendations for them, because policy change is pretty dramatically throughout. There's the Edgefield section is really distinct from some of the other sections, so we'll customize the recommendations for each of these segments. And at the conclusion of this project, then we'll go to each of the 3 cities to ask for adoption. So each of the cities will have the final sign off on the project. So this is still very much in the beginning phase, and I would love for you to come to the events. I'll let you know when those are. One person we're still trying to recruit for the public advisory committee is somebody that rides their bicycle throughout Troutdale. We'd like to have Troutdale representation. So if you know anyone, or that might be you, in the Citizens Advisory Committee, I am still looking to recruit somebody. So love a volunteer name, please feel free to. I've just learned about the high capacity transit project. Metro is working on this. They're updating their plan. They're looking at expanding their network. High capacity transit is frequent transit, moves a lot of people, and often has a dedicated track or lane. So it can be many forms of that, but those are kind of the tenets of it. And there are 2 routes that are they're considered a tier, I think tier 3 and tier 4 priorities. So these won't be coming next year or the next 5 years, but there are in this plan 2 routes recommended. One will go from Hollywood to Troutdale, and there's another from Gresham to Troutdale that are both recommended in there. And they will be seeking feedback on this plan soon. There'll be an open house in person at Fairview City Hall, January 26th, 5 to 7 p.m. I put a link here, happy to email this out, but would like to see representation from Troutdale at the open house to get feedback on this plan. Oh, okay, yep, and that was it for transportation updates. Conversations, questions for me?
Questions?
Where did you say these were gonna run between Hollywood and Troutdale? Some route they've kind of are thinking about, they've got some plans that they're thinking they've got enough sections that they can condemn or get to, because it seems like there's an awful lot of stuff between.
Oh, sure. Yeah, the exact route isn't set. And this is a region-wide plan, so that was just among one of them. So I would say it's more conceptual right now.
Okay, so Hollywood and Troutdale, where else did you say they're considering another one?
Hollywood to Troutdale, and then Gresham to Troutdale.
So Troutdale's their focus of getting us more transportation, kind of?
Well, it is region-wide, so even out through like downtown Portland and then heading out toward Washington County, there are routes.
Oh, there are other ones. This
Yes.
isn't, this is just the one that pertains to us.
I just picked,
Oh,
yes, I just
okay.
picked 2 that I think are of interest to Troutdale particularly.
Oh, okay. Yeah, okay.
Back to the news. I was very excited for the project and they want to
Let's see, I think we're looking at having down here. I think by summer, we're looking at having the plan, summer or fall or so, looking for having the plan completed. And then as far as actual construction based on that, it would be a little bit further out, but we're getting closer to having plans ready to be used for that.
Any other questions? Diane? You're muted, Diane.
Is that dedicated route they're talking about? Is that something like I've seen in Seattle where they'll have one lane on the road that's just only being able to be used by a bus? Is it something to that?
Good question. How can I high five that?
It could, that's one way that they do it, so it might be that, but they don't have a plan for exactly what it would look like for us.
And does Troutdale have a say in if they, let's say they propose something like that and we found it restrictive to people actually using their vehicles? Because many times we've talked about we're on the edge of Multnomah County and a lot of people here are car dependent. Is this something we're going to have a direct say in, or is it something that they're planning and just implementing?
No, we'll have a say, and they're starting their public outreach period now. As far as the Troutdale related routes, those are a little bit further out. So, they've got it split into 5 tiers, tier 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and the routes that would come toward Troutdale were tier 3 and 4, I think. So they're more like 10 years out from now, but public outreach is happening at this time. So the concerns and feedback you're bringing up now is perfectly timed, and you might be interested in the open house in January at Fairview. That would be a perfect place to bring that kind of feedback to, and I'll keep, as there's surveys and things like this developed that we can participate on online, I'll make sure that that's brought to this group so we can get our feedback in.
Any other questions?
Sure, Diane. She might have missed that answer. I think she just came back in, or she's frozen. Sure.
There she is. Diane, did you hear the answer, or do you need Melissa to repeat it?
She's off. They said Diane left. She froze up.
She's trying to come back on now, though.
So I have to let her back in.
All right. If we need to re-answer that question, Diane, just let us know. Any other questions in the meantime that can be addressed? Any questions from public regarding the transportation system?
Shelley, this is Paul.
Hi, Paul.
Hi, Shelley. I don't know if it's a question or an observation. After the recent snow and ice storm we had in Troutdale, I noticed on 257th, especially the downhill section in particular, well after the traffic lanes were dry and clear, the sidewalks were completely impassable. And I actually saw people on foot walking in the bike lane because that was the only place they could get through on. So I'm just curious if anyone's responsible for clearing the sidewalks in a situation like that, or are we just supposed to let it melt off?
Which section, Paul?
Well, the hill portion from say Cherry Park's Sturgeon to Sturgis to Historic Highway.
Thank you for the question. I will check with Public Works and then email out. What I have understood, and I'll confirm with Public Works, is that usually it's the property owner adjacent to the sidewalk that's responsible for clearing it, but I'll confirm with Troutdale. So I'll have feedback on that. So I'll follow up with an email. Thank you for the question.
Okay, thank you.
Anyone else? All right, do we want to move on to staff communications?
For staff communications, do you want us to talk about recruitment?
Okay, sure. So, hello, everybody. We do have a few vacancies, and we have a timeline for getting more people on the committee. Right now, it looks like we're gonna have regular annual recruitment, which is gonna start in March, and then the selection committee or council committee chairs meet in the end of May or early June, and the person or people that they appoint, their effective term would start July 1st. And in case a lot of people didn't hear or somebody wasn't in the room, we talked a little bit about quorum, and the quorum is going to be based on the number of people who are active in the committee.
And when we did roll call, I don't believe we hit on Alex Lumiere. And I don't think he's present. Can we put that in the record, please?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
Did you say he was excused?
Yes, he was excused.
Okay.
Yes, he was absent.
Thank you.
All right.
And I'll announce for next month, we have a guest speaker lined up, and we will have Rebecca Sanchez, who will present to us on, she is the Equity and Inclusion Director with the Sheriff's Office. And this was requested actually last year for a presentation. Now we have all the green lights to invite her to come present to us. She'll be here in February. She may also have Sheriff-elect Nicole Morrissey O'Donnell. So hopefully they'll be coming together, and she'll be discussing with us her role with the Sheriff's Office, goals and staff trainings that will be offered over there.
All right, is that it?
That's it. This is quick and easy this month, but
I'm sorry. Somebody mentioned earlier that maybe perhaps the city council members, if we know of anything, they could be a part of the agenda in the future, or maybe next month if we have information.
Councilmember Glanz is with us tonight. Councilmember Glanz, we would love, I know you join us every month, but we would love an opportunity to meet the new city council members. If you're so inclined to join us some meetings.
Yeah, I haven't even met them yet.
Can you remind me who was elected to fill those three positions?
I want to say there's an open seat too.
That's what I thought.
I want to say it was Glenn. And then there's a new person, and then there's a position that's open, because I think there's 4 in the next 2 years.
Great.
I can help you with that, Sherry.
Yeah.
Shelley.
Go ahead, Paul.
Dave Ritmo was reelected.
Okay.
Jeffrey One was elected. Nick Moon was elected, but he can't serve because he moved out of town. So there's an opening there.
Oops, yeah.
Thank you, Paul, for clarifying that. And thank you, Councilmember Glanz, for being here tonight. All right, committee member comments. Do y'all care if I start in front of me here? Will?
Hello, everyone, and Happy New Year. It's nice to see you all virtually. I don't really have too much other than I'm really excited for 23 and hoping it's a good year. And looking forward to accomplishing a lot with you guys this year. So until next month, see ya.
Thank you. Diane, looks like you're back. Do you have any comments for tonight?
Yes, Happy New Year to everyone. And I had a question about is there an application deadline? I know we talked about committees being short committee members. Is there a specific deadline and when they're going to consider new members?
There is. I'm going to have Chrisanne answer that question.
Oh, okay, gotcha, no problem. Yes, hello, Diane.
Hi.
So we're gonna hold off on regular annual recruitment, which typically would start in March. We're gonna have the selection committee or city council committee chairs meet and do interviews in late May or early June. And then whoever they determine or appoint, that point, the new members' effective participation date would be July.
Okay, thank you.
All right. Violet.
Yeah, just want to say thank you to a great, the city and everybody who run the Winter Wonderland. It was great. There's, I went to a few of the events and wonderful to see families out and people just having a really great time. So, just want to give accolades for that. That's about it. Looking forward to 2023 and working together on some more fun projects.
Chelsea.
All right. What we think other than Happy New Year, everybody, and look forward to getting lots of good stuff done in 2023.
Great. Yep. Victoria?
Same here, Miss Happy New Year.
All right. Same here. Happy New Year, everyone. I would like to throw out there that now is the time to be submitting agenda items to Melissa, please. If there are any topics or concerns or issues that you see in Troutdale that you think we should be discussing and coming to some kind of resolution on, please get in touch with Melissa and submit those, and let's see about making this a very productive year and what we can do to make Troutdale better. Happy New Year, everyone.
Maybe one more time for
Public comments, one last time, anybody?
Just a question, like what is the official process for getting on throwing the name in the ring for volunteer?
Talk to Chrisanne, she'll tell you where the applications are. You submit an application by the application deadline. Once the application is submitted and you've been scheduled for an interview, the selection committee and city council. The selection committee is usually the chairs of each committee, and members of city council will do interviews, and after the interviews are conducted, you'll be notified whether or not you've been appointed to any particular committee. The application gives you the option of picking which committees you would like to be part of or committee you want to be on. You can be members of multiple committees. Don't be surprised if you apply for one that we don't say, great, he was great, let's put him on another one too. It happens to the best of us.
The hazard of having unusual dirt for volunteers.
It is. So that's how the process works. And we welcome any applications.
At this point, I might want to add just if you can read your email, phone number, I can contact you and get that rolling and get your name in the queue. So thank you.
And I think the applications are located at City Hall. Is that right? I could even pick them up there. That's where I picked mine up.
And they usually end up online too.
Do they? Great.
No, they were last time. Sarah's going to plan for it similarly this time and recruit for all of them at the same time.
Yeah, I forget.
So she'll, once all of that's finalized with City Hall, if you're on Chrisanne's list. She'll make sure that you get that email and get all the information on it.
Perfect. Anyone else? I see some.
Hi, Shelley.
Dan, hi.
Dan, hi. Sorry, I'm remote on my phone. People are very difficult to hear. However, I'm going to chime in the future a little more. And I think everything's off to a great start here in Troutdale.
Wonderful. Well, thank you for being here tonight.
Yes, thank you.
All right. Do we have anything else to discuss? And if not, can we get a motion to adjourn, please?
Motion.
All in favor? Aye.
Hi.
Opposed? Happy New Year, everyone.